What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Anthony Joshua. Get this. Heavyweight compares Anthony Joshua's power to a sledgehammer. Anthony Joshua rose through the heavyweight ranks with 20 stoppages in his first 20 contests. It was a unification bout with Joseph Parker that first forced him to go the distance, winning a unanimous decision against the tough New Zealander. That was followed by another knockout, Alexander Povetkin, before Joshua had a cruel taste of his own medicine in New York City. Andy Ruiz capitalized on the moment by Anthony Joshua overcommitting. And if there's something Frazier Clark believes he can do, speaking to The Independent, the up-and-coming heavyweight said Joshua finish you off with a sledgehammer. He said there's a comparison of hitting someone with a sledgehammer or hitting someone with a normal hammer a lot of times. You know, like when you hit a nail, the ladder is what it is with Joshua. Then he'll finish you off with a sledgehammer on the last shot. Boom. It's not nice. Well, it's not nice. It's not nice being hit by any heavyweight. You only have to look at Anthony Joshua. The man is made of muscle. He has muscles coming out of places where muscles shouldn't be. But when people think about Joshua's punching, what they don't realize is it's not the one punch. He's actually a really good combination puncher and a fast puncher. When he gets the opportunity, he punches hard and often, and that's almost worse than one single shot. You can compare for a single shot, you can sort of brace on impact, but when you can't compare for is 2, 3, 4 shots from different angles. Those are the words of Frazier Clark, and let me counterpunch. I have to agree with that, and to add to what Frazier Clark is talking about, everybody is thinking like we as humans are Neanderthals, right? We're all looking at that one shot for shot. Like, look, if you have the opportunity in boxing, who says you can only punch once at a time? That's not boxing at all. When giving the opportunity, you can do much more. Why do you think when a fighter gets hurt, then it's time to open up? Because you know you have that opportunity to throw more than one shot, or to jab, then bob, or jab, then block, or defend. You know, that's different. You know, it's a chess match until you get the opportunity. Countering is so important. Okay, you can counter with one, but it's a hell of a thing to counter with two. And what Clark was talking about was the ability that Joshua has to throw combinations. And a lot of people leave that out. Okay, you look at the Pulev fight, you look at the Povetkin fight, you even look at the Andy Ruiz fight in which he took that L for the first time. You look at a guy that's able to throw one shot, then another shot, then another shot that'll get you out of there, you know, as opposed to getting hit once at a time. I understand one shot is more impressive. One shot is more impactful. One shot is more, right? We know that. But at the same time, that is not the only way to knock someone out. Combinations, you can knock someone out. Would you rather get hit with somebody with 80% power or get hit with a person 3 times with 50% power? That's 150% power, okay? Then as opposed to 70% over, and at one time you get hit with 80%, you might survive. That's the difference between someone like Wilder and someone like Joshua. Now, speaking of Wilder, just for a second, he is throwing a lot of combinations. If you guys check out my video today about Wilder, he's leaner and he's throwing combinations, which is scary, okay? Because he already has that one-punch power, okay? But then who's to say he won't level up or lighten off those power shots because he's throwing more? Anthony Joshua has the ability to throw combinations, and they're hard as, right? So I think at the end of the day, what Frazier Clark was talking about is Anthony Joshua's ability to throw and land these combinations, and they hurt, you know, because he's a heavyweight. All heavyweights can punch hard. People thought that Tyson Fury was a pillow puncher once upon a time until he knocked out the guy that accused him of being a pillow puncher. You remember that? Okay, so heavyweights have power. If you know how to properly punch, you have power. Okay? You don't have to have one-shot power. It's more than one way to kill a cat, people. Okay? So I think a lot of people underestimate Joshua's ability to do so. So when we do talk about a potential fight between these two powerhouses, between Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua, everyone's like, okay, well, hey, whoever gets off first. But guess what? I think whoever gets off more and more often as well. First and more often. Because who's to say Joshua won't hit him with 2 or 3 punches if he can get the opportunity to hit Wilder? And Wilder's a tough mother sucker. Don't get no mistake about that. But at the end of the day, the same way Tyson got Wilder out of there is the same way someone else could get Wilder out of there. Because we all know Wilder can knock you out with that one shot. Okay? But what we also shouldn't overlook is the other fighter's ability to injure that opponent. And speaking of injuring that opponent, we're talking about combinations. So yes, these combinations that he is referring to with Anthony Joshua, they're still hard. You know, I just did a short today about Lennox Lewis and David Tua. David and Goliath, right? So everybody was worried about that one shot. Can Lennox Lewis take that one shot from David Tua, the left hook? And he took it a few times. But what happened in that fight? Lewis boxed Tua's head off. Okay, so people need to look at other factors besides, hey, man, that punch lands is, you know what I mean? And yes, I'm comparing Tua's punching power to Deontay Wilder's. I think it's warranted because Tua can catch you with one shot as well as Deontay Wilder's is doing till this day. Okay, so yes, it's comparable. That's why I'm bringing it up. So I think that a lot of people should understand and respect the punching power and the combinations on how Joshua executes that as a threat. Okay? But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of Frazier Clark stating that Anthony Joshua hits like a sledgehammer. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace!